Order. Note that the open meeting laws are in Donna's office if you wish to read them. We'll take roll. James?
Yep.
Marge?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
I'm here too. We'll move on to comments from the public. I'll ask if you have any comments, please stand, state your name, then your comments. Alright, we'll just move on to claims, treasurer's report, and minutes.
I make a motion to accept the claims and charges and minutes report.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to accept claims, treasurer's report, and minutes. Jim?
Yes.
Marge?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
And I vote aye. Alright, we'll move on to the water rate ordinance. We discussed this last meeting, but here's the official reading. Ordinance number 155. An ordinance relating to rates for water use, costs and deposits for establishing service, fees for delinquent payments, disconnection for non-payment, and provisions regarding installation and replacement of water meters. Be it arranged by the chairperson and board of trustees of the Village of Alexandria, Nebraska. Section 1 is base rates for water use. Subsection A, for users within the village limits, the monthly base rate for water per metered use shall be $24. Subsection B, for users outside of the village limits, the monthly base rate for water per metered use shall be $36. C, in addition to the base rate, the water use rate shall be $1.80 per 1,000 gallons or fraction thereof metered use. D, for non-residential users, low-cost used meters may be available for temporary installation. Base water rate shall be $24 per month, and any fraction of a month shall be billed as a full month's use. The additional rate of $1.80 per 1,000 gallons or fraction thereof shall apply to non-residential use as well. Base rates for water and sewer shall apply regardless of vacancy of a residence. Service will only be disconnected for repairs or upon a request for permanent discontinuation of service and removal of the meter. The first disconnect for repairs would be free of charge. Any subsequent disconnect for repair would have a $25 fee per billing cycle. Section 2, establishing new service. We haven't changed anything there, but I'll read it anyway. Following adoption of this ordinance, installation of a meter and new service to any resident that has not had village service for at least 2 years prior shall require a deposit of $500. If service has been established, continued, and paid for over a 24-month period, $300 of said fee shall be refunded to the depositor. Following adoption of this ordinance, all new customers shall pay a deposit of $200 to establish service and billing. The deposit shall be refunded if ownership or occupancy of the residence changes, provided all billings and obligations associated with the account has been paid. Section 3, delinquent charges and reconnect fees. Water bills must be paid on or before the 14th of the month Following billing. Water bills are delinquent on the 15th of the month, and a $50 late fee shall be added to the bill. If payment is delinquent, the village may disconnect the water and or remove the water meter. Notice will be provided prior to water shutoff or meter removal. Following disconnection of service due to delinquent payment, a reconnect fee in the amount of $225 shall be charged in addition to any delinquent service charges. If a meter is removed for delinquent payment, all charges listed in Section 2 establishing new service may apply. Replacement meters may be requested if a customer believes current meter is inaccurate. However, if the questioned meter proves to be accurate, the cost of removal, testing, and return to service shall be borne by the customer. If the meter is faulty, the village will bear the cost of removal, testing, and replacement. Section 4, ordinances repeal. All ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. And then the effective date will be if and when we pass this. If we want to pass this tonight, we will need a motion to waive the 3 readings first, and then a motion to accept the ordinance. Otherwise, we can just have this be our first reading.
Thoughts? That's what I think. I mean, we know we have problems, real problems right now,
Right.
major problems. Unfortunately, which we never thought would happen. We've gone from 21 days, correct, to $1.50. Is that right, Donna?
20.
20
to
days
24.
and $1.50, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, so we're going up 4 and 30 cents.
$5 a month.
Two dish showers.
We really don't have a choice for them to do repairs.
Right.
You want,
I
Ann?
said we really don't have a choice if we need to do repairs.
Well, you know, we're gonna have to look, you know, well field's gonna have to be found, and of course, we've been through that before, haven't we? Find a well field and, you know, only thing is, it turned out to be a blessing for us, which this time isn't. Well, I think I'll go ahead and stick my foot out and go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and extend the 3 readings.
Waive
and
the 3 readings?
Waiver the 3
Okay.
readings and pass the ordinance.
Right.
Waiver,
Waive the readings first.
okay, what I need?
Just waiving the
waive
readings.
Mhm.
Okay, what does that need to say to be correct, Donna?
Just what you said.
Okay, okay.
Motion's been made to waive the 3 readings. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to waive the 3 readings. Jim?
Yeah.
Marge?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
I vote aye. Then we'll need a motion to pass ordinance number 155.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance number 155.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance number 155. Jim?
Yeah.
Marge?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
And I vote aye. All right. 38-1 well is kind of part of the reason we're raising our rates. It has been put back in and is on emergency use only, which basically means if our other well goes down, we can crank it up. We got some hoops to jump through to do that, but Alan's been testing it, doing what the state wants us to do on that.
Yeah.
to,
you know.
but,
You know, Jeremy May and Rex Lewis.
You betcha.
One of my big concerns about now is that we know we have our emergency pumping on 38-1. If we don't have power, that's where
Right.
we pump our water from.
Right.
And so it does kind of.
But can't we use it then? Is
Yeah.
that
Right.
considered as an
I'm just
emergency,
saying,
correct?
it is,
Okay.
that's where emergency service is located.
It isn't that there's anything wrong with the water or
No,
with the
right,
well
no.
itself. The casing is basically bad, is the reason that we don't want to over pump it. I mean, we can pump it anytime we want to put it in the system. I mean, I don't want people to get scared that there's
No.
a problem someplace, because there isn't. It's just because of the condition of the well that we kind of ceased doing the pumping.
It could
right,
collapse.
it could collapse
Yeah.
at
That
any
we aren't
time.
alternating the wells like we did before.
Right,
And if it collapses, then,
then we're scrambling,
yeah,
so.
we lock up stuff and equipment and.
So that's where we're at on that. We'll move to number 7, the old lagoon land and land by the new lagoon. We kinda
I did,
talked about that a while back,
I
but,
did talk to the
Okay.
people from the, Well Forever.
okay. Would, have
Well,
they-
yes, they looked at it and, we could get into the program. We won't get paid, they will do the work, we would need to have them burn. I guess our main thing is to know how far up they could go on the new lagoons. The old isn't a problem.
Okay,
And they'd like to know what grass is planted down below.
Okay.
Fire department would probably burn it off in the spring for us. So it's just up to the board what they want to do.
that sounds fantastic to me, but,
My wildlife biologist, Renner, now said that might the spring be too late, but may not. Jenny Fritsch is a young lady that came out. She is with, well, part of what delayed it is they have not been in any kind of program with a village like this before, and the state had to give them permission last fall, and then it got really late. And
Okay.
a gal from, I can't think of her name, from the U.S. what soil conservation district?
Okay.
Yeah, they were both out and worked together on it, so it's just strictly up to the board what they want to do with it. I said that, I told them, you know, they do some planning of things that, if this is what they want to do, the old lagoon, they could do their shrimp type planting. It wouldn't hurt a thing down there. You know, if it would help build the population back up and stuff, so.
that's the least maintenance out of us too,
Yeah,
so,
it does,
you know.
So that's the main concern, is just that
Well,
resources to maintain it so we don't have to.
otherwise it's, you're gonna get weeds, you're gonna get trees growing that don't need to be growing there.
yeah, and they talked about I can't tell you everything she told me. They talked about the cedar trees, they talked about the trees along the fence, and possibly they would get some of that stuff out, to maintain that way too. The burning will kill any cedars every spring. So, you know, that's gonna be torched and it'll be gone. That's that kind of, you know, had to get through some hoops and make sure that everything would fall in place, so, you know, I will get a hold of her again if that's what you guys desire. Ellen,
Yeah,
about,
we already have small trees
Right.
growing there on
Mhm.
the south side of the,
new
of
one?
the cells, yes.
yeah, that's not good.
That's kind of why I told Donna we need to move on this.
Yeah,
Otherwise we're
now
gonna
the
mess-
cells, we're gonna
mess
have to
up.
maintain
We've-
those
we've got to
ourselves,
take care
yeah.
of
Right,
And I mean, they can pretty much butt up right up to the berm. You know.
So they can come pretty close
Oh,
then?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, can we work with, I don't know who your new guy is up there at Lincoln with,
Oh, the Tim Linden from the
DEQ now?
DEQ?
Yeah,
Sure,
work with him and then get hold of Jenny and,
sure.
yeah, do you want me to proceed, Jerry?
yeah,
with
let's
it? I will if
get
you
all
want
the
me to, or-
information
Mhm.
before we,
Okay, yeah, I'll proceed and get some information for you.
That'll be
then.
great.
Okay,
alrighty.
I just, you wanted to do it.
Unless there's
so
any
we can do
other-
it.
That's gonna be the easiest for us going
I
forward.
think it will be.
Oh,
Only question I might have is what Can the land be used for anything? It has to just
Well,
sit
you know,
there?
yeah.
What are the particulars, I guess?
Carla, when I mentioned, I thought we could get a payment.
The
And when
do's and don'ts,
I
basically.
mentioned that, she said, I don't even want to hear that because the state assessor has been making money on a taxed property is what, the school had to take that 40 acres out up there that had a farmer farming it, and remember they had an ag thing. So you can't really,
Well, I wasn't
Yeah.
concerned about payments. I was wondering what
what else?
requirements, anything else we need to do or not
Like,
do?
what do you think, and, just so I'd be sure and ask her everything and bring it back. I could see if I could even get her to come up here next month.
That'd be great too.
I will see that. And might get too late for us fall, so we still may end up to, maintain. What are you thinking, Jim? I mean, what's your thoughts? Are you thinking?
That's good.
Yeah, but what else? You said what else we could use it for?
Well, I didn't know if there was,
Well, there probably
what
a lot of
other,
uses.
what other their rules, if they had any of the rules as to what
Was allowed there.
was allowed there, what, I mean,
Well,
we-
we're not gonna let anybody in there to hunt. Basically, we would be the program builder for it to go out to other land or just to grow we would provide a place where the wildlife could probably lay, hatch their eggs.
That's all.
Habitat.
Yeah, it would
We're
ju- we-
creating
we-
habitat.
We would be just creating, because we can't let anybody in to hunt. Bill Glenn does a lot with his land, but he can let people hunt if he wants, but we can't let him in
We
because of
can't.
that. Well, we're in the city limits with
Right. We're in
the city limits
old
anyway.
lagoons, so we
The old
can't.
ones are.
Yeah, the new ones are out. but
New
we-
ones, you don't really want anybody
we
out
can't-
there.
Yes, we can't. I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
That's probably,
it might not work at all.
Right.
That's what
And
I
we
was
just gotta talk it over.
Wondering if
Yeah.
they go to all this work, if we're required to let people hunt. I didn't know what.
No,
the-
no, No.
Who would set those requirements of what we can do there?
Well, DEQ would have to say how far we can come up, that would be that. And they have some restrictions as to what grasses, because it's a quail program, certain grasses would kill. They plant the seed, they come out and they do the work unless it's changed. There's certain stuff, cedar trees will kill quail eventually if cedars take over some, which we wouldn't let that happen anyway, but they would. They told me they would kill them. They can't nest. So I think having them come out would be the best. We may be too late for planting this spring, and we just have to,
we can at least get on their list
yeah. But we'll just have to see.
and get their
Some types
information.
of grasses are planted in the fall.
Right.
So that's what,
Yeah.
and Brad can answer a lot of that too, Sykes first too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay, if that's what you want, I'll see what I can come up with. I'll call her.
Yeah,
Call
see
her
if she
tonight.
can't come
Yeah, I sure will.
next meeting.
She lives in Beatrice, but I'm sure she would come over.
All right. We'll move on to street repairs. We've got a estimate from S&P Dirt Work to do culvert repair on, I call it the alley behind Daggers, but behind the Presbyterian Church
Is
on the east side.
that Amanda? Amanda and what? It's Amanda Street, right?
Sure. Amanda between 5th and 4th,
There you got her.
the alley. And their bid on just putting in a culvert and prettying it up, getting it to where it can work is $4,122.58.
A lot of concrete probably, Tom.
That's most of the price.
Well, Jim and I were talking about that. It's bad. He wondered if at Orishland, think we could put a tube in that and put dirt on top of it, or whether it just wash over it. What do you, just do it ourselves, do it, just a small tube. I know it drains a lot of water.
So there's a tube are they gonna put in there?
This is the
Yeah, where's it
alley,
gonna go to?
north
Yeah.
side of the Presbyterian Church.
It's-
on the
it's
east
in the
side.
East
There,
side.
east side?
And where's it pumping to? Where's our,
Down to
By
you.
you, comes just north of you. You can't drive through it either, or we need to shut it off. We could close it too, that's an option.
My suggestion is
right there out in front of them houses on 4th Street?
Yes,
North,
no.
okay, north of Evan and Dina's house.
You're right.
Okay.
Behind your, yeah. That
Just
alley, as it empties onto Amanda, there's a dip there.
Dad did.
Okay, and,
North of
but
your
then,
house.
but then it goes over by Daniels and down.
No, goes in front of the church.
So where's it
and
going?
It's
I mean,
right,
where's
it's
its
right,
end result going?
a block west.
You go south
But
and
the
then it
problem
goes-
is the ditch is terrible. Can't draw it for it.
Get past it being an alley. It's the
I know.
culvert right there. The water would come down to you, basically.
And that's what my concern is.
Right.
There's no drainage there.
Right.
No, it's on the north.
It'd come down to you and then hang a left or hang a right
West.
for its,
The
That's what I'm
west.
asking. Yeah.
And go
so
down to
in front of
Presbyterian
Dager's
Church.
and that,
And then
Right.
south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
down that channel
Yeah.
there.
right.
Mhm.
And then where does that channel run to?
It,
Turns and
it
goes
goes
south.
south. It goes through another of our drains. That's,
That main one out over there that goes south of,
By the RV park.
west of the RV.
okay.
There's one there. And there's
That's
one-
where it ends up eventually.
That one does, and the other major one, which it should have gone to, like you said, it doesn't drain past you, would have gone to the one on Amanda Street, because that's another major
So-
drainer.
Okay.
Just,
I'm just trying to make sure we're getting good flow here, that we're not just.
Well, we're not
putting
putting
it
on you.
That we're
I
not, we're
guess
not
I
going
haven't
anywhere.
been through there.
Yeah.
My
Culvert there
suggestion,
now that's
I
no
don't
good,
know.
or? is
There's
there
no culvert
There's
there.
no culvert.
Nothing there. It's just,
my suggestion is we all go look at it
yeah.
Yeah.
before we,
Yeah,
that way we can
Drive through.
all
There it is.
go and look at where
Mhm.
it's gonna end up.
Yeah. You know, I don't know.
See what you guys
Mostly
think.
concrete cut out probably, huh?
So that's the one that they feel is the biggest concern right now.
That was, they were contacted to get a price for that.
Mhm. I suggest we put some barricades on it personally, in case somebody comes from the west and flying through there, really. They drag really bad. You'll take, you know, you were trying to be careful, Jeremy, that one night, and,
Didn't bother me a bit.
you know, but a car going very fast would,
Yeah, you shouldn't be going faster
well,
than
they
that.
might be.
Called speed bump.
Well, we'll get some rain this weekend, we'll be able to.
They got worse ones than Beatrice.
so
Like,
the
well,
water
yeah,
runs
they do.
through there, it's just a ditch.
Right,
The water runs.
right.
it
Yeah,
is-
everybody go look at that
Yeah.
in your spare time,
Yeah,
and we'll visit it again. The other one,
you got one there.
the other one is, yeah, go ahead and
I
put that
don't
back
care
here.
if they saw it.
Oh.
They did.
Sorry.
Oh, we got, I thought didn't have any more. did
I'll
we?
stop reading.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay, the other one we had was, I believe, yes, revisiting, not really a street deal, but revisiting the, since they sent us this one, they wanted us to visit the one for the
yeah.
South Park.
Yeah, I don't know.
That seems like a lot of money.
And that one is, yeah,
We
nearly
looked at that.
$11,000.
We looked at that, Angie and I, we looked at it the way they proposed it, but Jeremy and we looked at it as to the railroad trying to get theirs straightened up.
The South Park one.
Yeah. I think it's.
I'll contact the
I'd
railroad
like
and
to
see what I
all
can
that-
get from
I'd like
them.
to see all them trees out of there too. That's a lot of money.
Well,
Right.
they weren't moving that many trees, they were just taking it
Yeah.
across there.
Taking out what they would actually need.
Yeah. No, wasn't taking the trees out.
Wasn't taking
Jim.
them all out. Well, it says remove trees.
Well, there were
There-
some.
They would take out some, if I remember right,
Mhm.
they were gonna take out what they needed, the rest of it was just going to
Yeah,
stay in,
because you
right?
could not get past the railroad property with the water.
Correct,
Yeah, it's full.
correct.
Well, I'll call them and
Yeah,
see
go
what I
see.
can get
I'll bet you'll get
with
some
them.
resolves. You can treat
Too
it
bad.
right, you get it, resolved, I think. They'll work with us.
We'll visit that,
Okay?
all that
That
again.
sounds
I
good to
think we need
me.
to have that one bridge over here looked at,
Which one?
straight across. No.
The bridge itself?
Yeah, the secondary, the farthest bridge south by, the lagoons.
Okay,
Oh,
by the old lagoons?
okay. You're talking
Okay.
about the one on South Street.
Yes.
Okay, South
Yes,
Street
that
Bridge.
is.
Okay. What,
What concerns me with it is it's sitting there buckled like this. It's barely sitting on that ledge.
okay, he did come, I believe when
Last year?
Scott was around, I had him call down and take a look at it. Yeah, we looked at that when we were,
last year, after. the-
and they thought it looked all right, but it wouldn't hurt to look at it
No.
again.
Yeah.
Never hurts to check it.
I will contact them on that as well. All right.
Yes, it's buckled, it definitely is.
Well, I don't know, there's nobody that really goes over that with any weight or anything, and
Well, you never know. And it doesn't take much to, it just has to be the proper situation. Okay.
Any other discussion?
Now, as far as streets, we just, we just kind of wait as we are.
Alrighty, moving on. 203 Harvine property. I think everybody's had a chance to go down and visit that place.
Any information on how we dispose or what?
I do not, but we can,
Nothing in there?
it all, we need to decide what we want to do here. And we don't have to decide, but I wanted to visit it since it's fresh in everybody's mind of going to visit it, on what you guys are thinking on keep it and sell it, put a roof on it to sell it, or tear it down.
Well,
If there's an overriding one way or another.
well, when we sold the bank property, it seemed like there was $1. There isn't.
We will take care of that when
But
that,
there is, isn't there?
we will
Yeah.
cross that bridge.
Okay.
We gotta get there first.
Okay, but there is, isn't there?
There's no reason to cross the
Okay.
bridge until we're
All
there.
right.
well, I think that, my opinion is that it's a repairable property. The properties in town are far and few between that are habitable.